Being a young Scot, I'm incredibly aware of the importance of the upcoming referendum. And I don't know about you, but it's certainly a hot topic of conversation amongst my friends. But living in London, it's easy to feel separated from the ongoing discussion and debate. So I'm here back home in Edinburgh to find out what young Scots are really thinking. Do they want change, or are they happy with the way things are? So I'm just on my way to catch up with my actor friend Pete, who I did a lot of drama with when I was younger, but since then he has lived in London and he's toured through Europe with various drama companies, but now is back in Scotland, and I think that this will give him a really fresh perspective on the Scottish referendum. So on the day when you have the box for yes and the box for no, do you think that you'll be voting with your head or your heart?
I'm genuinely going to say both.
Really?
Yeah. Genuinely going to say both because it's a calculated decision. I'm taking everything.
That makes it sound so shady.
No, it's so calculated. I'm sat in a lab calculating my decision. No, it's because I'm taking everything into account. I'm taking what I feel, which is it's kind of like what you think is informed by what you feel, and what you feel is informed by what you think. It's kind of like a circle thing going on there.
Yeah, but his kind of being away from Scotland, I don't know, how has it changed your view? You know, do you want independence? Do you think it would help? Do you want people to know about Scotland more?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love people to know about Scotland more. I think there's people in Scotland who need to know about Scotland more. Obviously, being down in London for 5 years, it kind of puts things into perspective because you see what's happening down there. It can be as simple as just watching the news down in London to watching the news up here. There's a vast difference. Even just watching ITV to STV, it's like the difference is incredible. Even the newspapers, the metro on the tube, it is interesting to see how things, how they play things down there and how they play things up here, and you learn from that.
Pete made some really interesting points, lots of which resonated with me. I'm keen to chat to more young Scots living in Scotland, so I'm going to hit the streets. Are you voting with your head or your heart?
Both.
Yeah?
Both head and heart. I studied sociology here in Edinburgh, finished about 4 years ago, and I think that's kind of where my mind was kind of made up then. So I've been on the yes trail for a long time, so I've always been a yes man since I was kind of a young guy. And I think seeing social inequality growing up, I kind of, a part of my head was always going, why is there social inequality when we live in the UK? And there's two contrasting messages coming out of Westminster saying that we're this powerful country in the G8 and we're this and we're that. But then I'm seeing total social inequality right on my doorstep where I live, and I didn't agree with it at a young age.
Yeah.
So for me, voting yes kind of is me standing up against that sort of society that we've created.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. So if I don't agree with it, my only option is to vote for change. Yeah.
I don't think anyone should really be voting with their heart per se, because I mean, a flag is a flag, right? And it's like we're just trying to live in a peaceful world. So,
Yeah.
I mean, So that's.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably a little bit more with the heart, but I think definitely the head is also involved. Definitely, yeah.
Are you using your head or are you using your heart? Which one are you listening to?
I think I have to use a bit of both, because like my parents, one of my parents is English and one of my parents is Scottish, so that's very interesting for my head at least. And then as your heart is kind of like, well, you're Scottish, you kind of want in some ways to be patriotic towards it. I feel like your head has to win though, because you have to know which one's actually going to be a better decision.
Head.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, so very defiant. Why?
I think we're all going into employment very soon. We've all just graduated, so it's important to us to make the right decision for our own financial reasons. I think that's quite an obvious one. I'm going to London, so I want it to be easy for me to come back and
not have to change money.
exactly that kind of thing.
It's a bit of both, really. Like, obviously there's the national pride, but I feel that alone shouldn't really justify it. So I don't think I've done any more research than anybody else has, really, but I just think I used to actually be a no voter. I thought maybe it's a good decision, but at the wrong time, you know, with the economic downturn and things like that. And I reckon maybe there is a little bit of catalytic change needed in politics at the moment, and I feel that the independence referendum could be that for Scotland, really. And obviously, because I am a citizen of Scotland, I thought, why not go for it?
The young Scots' views on independence brought home what a personal vote this is. I want to chat to my best friend Hazel to see what she's basing her decision on.
Heart.
Heart?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
Why? Because I was born here, raised here, Scottish, but British. I think. Better together and all that.
Yeah. Do you find this quite difficult to vote with your head when all the information is kind of so muddled up?
Yeah, I think that that's probably the best thing to say. I think that it's just not very clear. Like there's a lot of talk as to how we could be better, but there's no kind of there's never going to be certainty given the kind of situation and that sort of thing. But I feel that there should be a bit more understanding and clarity to the situation we could be in, whereas I think that there's more clarity on the other side as to voting no, I think.
Speaking to my friends and other young Scots, it's clear that there are a wide range of political and personal issues surrounding possible independence. And as a young Scot who doesn't have a vote, it's amazing to see my peers so involved, so well informed, and most importantly, interested.